Lights, camera, action! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kenneth Ricasso's podcast. I'm your host, Kenneth Ricasso, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of research questions and questionnaires. Whether you're a student, a researcher, or just curious about the science of asking questions, this episode is for you. Hmm. Have you ever wondered how researchers come up with their questions and surveys? It's not as simple as it may seem. To shed some light on this topic, we have a special guest joining us today. Yay! I'm thrilled to introduce Dr. Olivia Turner, a seasoned researcher with years of experience in crafting research questions and designing questionnaires. Dr. Turner, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Kenneth. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dr. Turner, let's start by demystifying the process of creating research questions. Why are research questions so crucial in the world of academia and beyond?
Research questions are the foundation of any study. They guide our investigations, help us focus our efforts, and ultimately determine the direction of our research. Without well crafted questions, we risk getting lost in a sea of data.
Fantastic! So, how can our listeners create effective research questions for their own projects?
There are several key principles to keep in mind: specificity, clarity, relevance, and feasibility. I'll dive deeper into these principles and provide practical tips during this segment.
Now, let's pivot to questionnaires. There are commonly used tools in research. What should our listeners know about designing effective questionnaires?
Designing questionnaires is an art and science. It involves crafting questions that are unbiased, clear, and reliable. I'll share my top recommendations for creating questionnaires that yield valuable data.
To make things even clearer, we'll explore real world examples and case studies of research questions and questionnaires in action. These stories will showcase the impact of well crafted inquiries on various fields. Like, for example, my ongoing research of the teenage viewing of television and its effects on between 13 to 17 years old. While we come back, we will have a deep in all about creating effective research questions. This is Kenneth Ricasso 1064, and we'll be right back after this short break. Mm, 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 Now we're back after this break, and right now we're in the creating effective research questions. Now let's dive deeper into the art of creating effective research questions. Whether you're a student embarking on a research project or a curious mind interested in science behind crafting inquiries, this segment is for you.
Absolutely, Kenneth. Effective research questions are the compass that guides your entire research journey. They set the stage for your investigation and determine its success. Here are some key principles to keep in mind when creating your research questions. Specificity. Your research questions should be precise and focused. Avoid vague or overly broad inquiries. For example, instead of asking, "How does exercise affect health?" you could ask, "What is the impact of a 30-minute daily jog on cardiovascular health in adults aged 40 to 60?" Second, clarity. Ensure that your question is easily understandable. Use clear and concise language that leaves no room for ambiguity. A well articulated question will lead to better data collection and analysis. Third, relevance. Your research question should be relevant to your research objective and goals. It should address a gap in knowledge or contribute to an existing body of research. Ask yourself why your question matters and how it adds value. Fourth, feasibility. Consider the practical aspects of your research. Can you really realistically collect the data required to answer your question? Do you have the necessary resources and access to participants or information? And five, measurability. Ensure that your research question is quantifiable or can be measured in some way. This allows you to collect and analyze data effectively. For instance, if you're studying the effects of a new teaching method, consider using metrics like test scores or student feedback.
These principles provide a solid foundation for crafting research questions that leads to meaningful discoveries. Dr. Turner, could you share any practical tips or examples to help our listener create their own effective research questions?
Of course, Kenneth, here are some practical tips to keep in mind. Brainstorm. Start with a broad topic that interests you and brainstorm potential questions. Consider different angles and perspectives. Consult existing literature. Review relevant literature to see what questions have already been explored. This can help you identify gaps in knowledge. Test your question. Share your research question with peers or mentors to get feedback. They can help you refine it and ensure it meets the criteria we discussed. And pilot studies. Before diving into a full scale research project, consider conducting pilot studies to test your research question and methodology. This can help you make adjustments as needed.
Thank you, Dr. Turner, for this invaluable insights into creating effective research questions. I hope our listeners find these principles and tips helpful as they embark on their own research journeys. We'll be right back after this very short break. But before we wrap up, we're going to answer some listener questions about research questions and questionnaires. If you have any questions of your own, feel free to send them in our comment section for the future episodes on this podcast. And that's a wrap for today's episode. I want to extend a big thank you to Dr. Olivia Turner for sharing her invaluable insights. And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in and continuing to explore the world of knowledge with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share our podcast with your fellow knowledge seekers. Until next time, this is Kenneth Picasso signing off, reminding you that the quest for answer begins with the right questions.